So let's look through the 2023 Steam Awards here real quick.
Oh, Jason, by the way, so what did you think of this year's game award? Because, man, a lot of people were pissed that Spider-Man 2 didn't win.
I
Why?
didn't even hear about Spider-Man 2 much.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Spider-Man 2 wasn't even that good.
Yeah, like people were apparently mad about it. I mean, I never played it because obviously I don't have a PlayStation. But yeah, apparently people were like, "What? Spider-Man should have won that."
It's a well-made game, but I think it's kind of boring personally. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Very, very basic game loops.
So obviously Game of the Year, not really surprised, but Baldur's Gate. Let's see what the finalists were. Who the hell put
FIFA?
Okay.
Well, okay. When it comes to FIFA, you have to realize that we are like 4% of the world's population,
Right.
and soccer is big in the rest of the world.
I get soccer's big, but that game sucks. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Like
It's
all of
just-
those EA games suck.
It
I
has
couldn't
nothing
even
to do
tell
with
you
the
the rule. I
It
can't
has
even tell
nothing
you
to
the
do
rules
with
of
the
soccer.
actual sport. Yeah. It's more to do with just another EA game that the cycle
No, why
continues.
why is Baldur's Gate on there twice?
These are all the finalists. And Baldur's Gate won out of all the finalists.
Oh, why in the? Oh, that's Village. I thought that was Resident Evil 4. I'm like,
no.
why the fuck is the remake on there?
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 is
no,
on
that's
there.
Yeah, that's the Resident Evil remake. Resident Evil 4, which it was actually a pretty good remake.
Okay, your screen is just slightly to where I couldn't quite make out which one it was.
I didn't know Lethal Company came out in time to be a contender.
Let's see here.
That's interesting. By the way, we need to play
couple things
Lethal.
about Lethal Company. I never played it. I
October
heard about it.
23rd.
I
What's
played it.
about?
It's fun.
It's October 23rd is when it came out. So
It's basically like you know what SCP is, right? SCP, the online like secure, contain, protect.
Oh yeah. Oh, you mean the SCP Foundation? You mean?
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
kind of
I've
like
heard
that.
SCP's
So
Foundation.
basically you're part of a company that sends you into space and you have to land on planets and collect loot. And there's a bunch of like SCP style monsters in the buildings.
Ooh.
So like one's kind of like the angels from Doctor Who or whatever that stop when you're looking at them, but as soon as you look away, they can like move really fast or something. But so there's creatures like that, and then loot bugs and all kinds of interesting game mechanics. But
yeah,
you can
my cousin. Yeah, my cousin talked about that game a few times. He said he's been playing that, and I've heard the game be mentioned a couple times by other people on the internet. I'm like, what's Lethal Company?
I've got it. You can also do a mod called More Company that allows more than 4 people, and I played it recently with like 8 people. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one.
It's a game. It's one of the few games where you don't want to use Discord audio. You want to use the in-game audio because one, it's really good because you can use radios and stuff. But it's kind of like I don't know. You get to hear your friends scream like little girls, and it's just entertaining. But
so there's essentially 2 games on here that, in my opinion, should even be in the finals because we've got a remake, make another category, or
I think Resident Evil 4 was a pretty good remake, though.
I mean, that may be, but it's...
What do they charge for that remake?
It was like $60, I think.
Exactly. I mean, hell, I was buying it off the greatest hit shelf on PlayStation 2 for $20.
Was it on PlayStation 2?
I want to say it was 2. I want to say it was the end of 2. No, it may have been the beginning of 3.
I thought it was GameCube only.
Oh no! I played it on PlayStation.
And then Lethal Company, glad to hear it. A lot of people have a fun with it, but it's still early access. Put a finished game on there. This is the Game Awards. It's put a finished game on there.
I am a little surprised to see Lethal Company on there, but I thought there was more games than these that were in the finals for that. But I noticed there's no fuck's that, Starfield.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I'm going to move on. VR Game of the Year which I know Schloob has criticisms of the VR market. It's a kind of a dying market, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah. I haven't played this game.
Labyrinthine, let me see.
I have no desire to play
co-op
Gorilla Tag.
horror game. Okay, I think I've seen some gameplay
That could
of
be
this.
cool.
You're like in a house. I think
I wonder
my
if
son
it's
and I looked at this.
I wonder if it's one of those like, what is it? Asymmetrical VR games where some people play on a flat screen and others play in VR against each other.
I think so.
From
what I saw of it, I think that'd be possible.
Yeah. I like games that do that.
Gorilla Tag is a little weird. I've heard of that, but I didn't realize it was a VR title now. Ghosts of Tabor. What is that? Kind of essentially Tarkov?
So funny story. Yeah, so a funny story about Ghosts of Tabor. So I bought that game. And so I have 3 different VR headsets. And I tried all 3 of them. And so I bought the PC version of it, and I was unable to get it to load at first. And I kept basically launching it, and it would show the splash screen, and then it would crash. And so I reached out to the devs to see like what the issue might be. And a streamer like kind of basically started speaking back to me in the support channels or whatever, because apparently they kind of treat their streamers the same way that Tarkov does, where they kind of get insider knowledge or whatever about updates and kind of what the devs are doing.
Right.
And anyways, the guy immediately accused me of hacking, and basically said the only reason why that the game would ever do that is in one very specific situation. Basically what he was talking about was packet sniffing, and tried to say that it was most likely due to that. And I explained to him, one, I work in like software engineering, network engineering kind of work line. So I have like development software on my computer. And I was like, okay, it could possibly be something to do with that. And I was trying to ask them, and he said, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, and these are the softwares that we're looking for. And he wouldn't really give me any specifics about like how they actually detect if somebody's hacking or not. But I found that it was due to my audio interface. So the software that runs my audio interface and sets the refresh rate, it was preventing the game from starting. So if I just closed to that, I could start the game and it would work. And I came back and I was like, so guess who's not hacking and what software was stopping your game from working? So, but I was not a big fan of that. Took me 2 hours to figure out what the fuck was causing the game not to launch. So, got called a hacker. But
Labor of Love award goes to Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm kind of surprised.
Wait, why?
I don't know. This game has been out for a while. The team is well past the debut of their creative baby, but being the good parents they are, these devs continue to nurture and support their creation. This game to this day is still getting new content after all these years.
Isn't Red Dead Redemption notorious for the fact that they gave up on the online for that game? And they literally have not touched it since they released it?
No, they
haven't done a whole lot more, but it's still active. Yeah, actually, Resident Evil 4 did release on PlayStation 2 after GameCube.
Okay.
Yep. I never had a GameCube. That's why I had to look it up. I'm like, I know I played that damn thing on a PlayStation somewhere.
I only ever played it on a GameCube, but it was at a friend's house. So.
Yeah, the PlayStation 2 version had the updated graphics at that time, but
yeah,
I feel as though Apex, it's really kind of the same.
Deep Rock Galactic or Rust should have won this. Apex sucks, in my opinion. But.
Well, and I was just going to say too, why is No Man's Sky not on there? And a lot of people,
everybody praises that game for being so much better than it used to be, but it's still boring as shit. There's nothing to do in that game.
Yeah,
it's not a good game.
And then I agree. I can't get into that game at all. Another one I was going to mention is what about the Cyberpunk with their new DLC? A lot of people thought it was a comeback. Just saying.
See, I've got it on Xbox, the thing that irritated me when I finally did get back to gaming with the PC, like all of my library didn't carry over the way it was advertised when they first came out with the Game Pass and all that, and how your accounts are linked.
Yeah.
So I thought about getting it, but I'm waiting for the price to drop more because I enjoyed Cyberpunk.
I liked it too, actually.
And I played it. I played it originally, you know, with all the bugs and all that shit. And I even got to the mission where it was bugged out. And then once they fixed it all, I had to restart and did it all over again. Yeah, I mean, I think Cyberpunk's a really good game.
I just thought it was too short, and there was a few things that I thought really needed to be fixed, which was like cops spawning 5 feet behind you, which to my knowledge is still an issue, but despite the most recent updates.
I never had an issue with that, but I think that was after later updates.
It's fixed
originally it wasn't a big deal. Like they might spawn maybe a block away when I originally played it, but I never had them. And I watched a lot of videos around the same time I played it where they were literally spawning right behind people, you know, 5, 10 feet away.
I definitely experienced the issue, but it was weird. But the story, I just say it's so short because like up until that point, I kind of had like finished a single player story game in like a couple of years, and that was the first game I had finished. I was like, holy shit, I beat that already? And I went and looked at how many hours I had played it for, and I'd only played it for 20 hours, and I beat the whole game.
Oh yeah. If you don't do side missions and you know all the other stuff, I mean, it was easily beatable in 12 to 15.
Oh yeah.